Hey guys, I'm hanging out with Blake Burton tonight. Peace,
What's that?
voluntarism. Blake is he's the admin of Liberate Columbia Group on Facebook, and I'm having to do this video like on my iPhone, right, and then share it not as a live video because I've been banned from making live videos for 29 more days because of that crap that happened with the Bellamy Salute yesterday. Imagine that. So anyway, Blake came down today. He lives in Columbia. I live in Somerville. It's about an hour and a half drive, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Blake came down today, and we've been hanging out. We had a couple of Heinekens, and we just ate steak dinner made by Lucas, who is a great cook, by the way.
It's good steak.
So anyway, I thought let's make a video for the Voluntarist Ministry, just to say hey to everybody. I want y'all to meet Blake, who I've been talking to Blake about doing what this little thing on the wall is right here for me, and
Right, right.
getting his thoughts on that and seeing if he would be number 4. And I do want to talk to somebody else about being number 5. I'll bring that up later though, at a later date. But anyway, we're just hanging out. I wanted to say hey to everybody. If you're part of the voluntarist ministry and you have an interest in the voluntarist principles and stuff like that, you might also join Blake's group called Liberate Columbia, as in Columbia, South Carolina. And you want to say a few words?
Yeah, if anybody out there is in the southeast, in particular the Carolinas, we've got our Liberate Columbia group. It's a voluntarist slash anarchist slash. I'm not gonna lie, there are a few minarchists even in there, but hey, we're all trying to achieve more freedom and spreading the philosophy of liberty in the Carolinas, and kind of bring together a community of people in real life, not just like on the interwebs or whatever, but local to the Carolinas and the Southeast, and try to grow seeds of liberty and community. So that's kind of the goal.
And that's another group that I'm actually admin of. Is called Seeds of Liberty.
Okay.
It's an old group, but it's still there.
Gotcha.
And if you guys feel like joining the Seeds of Liberty, that's another group that you might think of joining. Now, Blake brought up the idea. We were talking today about certain events in the voluntarist community, like Anarchapulco, Pork Fest, Candles in the Dark ceremonies, things like that. And I told him, I said, it's going to be kind of difficult for me to get to some of those things. But then he said, well, what about Anarchon, which is actually down here in Virginia, in the mountains of Virginia, and it's coming up this August. So if you guys are interested in maybe going to something here on the East Coast that's not too far north, Nathan, you're right there in West Virginia, and it's in the mountains. It's probably just a few hours drive for you. And we will talk about Anarchon later on as the date gets closer. And I'm thinking about taking some vacation and doing that for like a week, rolling up there. So that's something that Blake and I have talked about tonight, and I'm kind of looking forward to it now. Get some more talk with more liberty-minded people, because that's exactly what we're lacking right now. You walk out in the streets, people are wearing masks, they're yelling at you to get 6 feet away from them, and you got people wanting to drop kick people for disobeying the government, and it's just sad, man. You see the decay that's going on right now, and we kind of need more fellowship with each other. You know what I mean? So no, we're not social distancing. There's not 6 feet between us right now. But I don't care. I don't think he's sick, and I don't think I'm gonna get him sick. He's not gonna get me sick. Whatever. I'm kind of that skeptic right now. I do believe it's a serious virus. I don't believe it's everywhere, and all we have to do is touch each other and get it. Ugh. So, with that being said, you got any parting words?
Not too much. Just everybody out there, uh, take care of yourselves. Try to live free. Stand up for what you know is right. And yeah. As far as Anarchon goes, I don't have exact dates for that, but I could get those to Adrian later. He could post them on the Voluntarist Ministry or something. Or actually, I think I'm on that page too. I could just post a link probably to the event, probably. But it's put on by a group called Liberate RVA. That's Richmond, Virginia. They've got a really strong group of, I would say, about 50 solid voluntarists up in that area, and they do a little camp out, a weekend camp out called Anarchon. And it's basically, of all the libertarian festivals I've attended, this is probably the least formal. It's mostly just good folks hanging out, enjoying each other's company. There are a few short talks and things here and there. There's kind of like a small program, but the event itself is like Pork Fest, for example, is kind of pricey. This is not a, you don't get charged to attend this event. There's no fee to attend. However, the campground is a private campground. They do charge you to camp there, but the event itself is free. So it's just an awesome event, and if you're into voluntarism and anarchy, and you want to network with other like-minded people, Anarchon is a great place to do that.
Sounds like something I want to do. Definitely. All right, well, guys, we just wanted to pop in and say, hey, for a minute, we've been talking for the last couple hours, and we still got a little bit more talking to do about certain things, and we'll keep you guys apprised. So, you guys, as always, be safe, stay careful out there, defend yourself. You have every right to do that. Peace, love, and voluntarism, as always, and we'll catch you on the page.
Peace, guys.